Oh.
Right, so we left Bogota. We didn't take the road that we wanted to take out because of roadworks in Bogota that causes all kinds of problems. But we came all the way here through Honda, which I thought was quite amusing since we ride Yamahas. Down here, a little bit into there. Then we came back around here. We took this little road here, which was absolutely beautiful. And then from here, the road that we took is not even on there. It's kind of all squiggly, all the way through to Manizales.
We found a really cute place. It's our room. Much nicer than the picture looks. Much more cute and comfy.
Yes, it is.
And look at this for the view. That's the view from our room. Look at that. For some reason, Carl looks like this.
Like what? What's wrong with it?
Like I walloped you on
What's wrong with
bruise.
Well, you probably have.
Yeah, I probably have, to be fair. Snake, we see the snake!
You dribbling it? It's normally me that does that.
You've got a friend in me. Do 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 do. You've got a friend in me.
I do hope you put music over this. At least you won't get a music strike for that, will you?
So rude. Nice. Smile for the camera. What's your name?
Very pretty little dog. Friendly dog, aren't you? Just videoing your crotch.
Got a hole. Got a hole in the crotch. There's one there as well. The last pair of these trousers, the Horizon 3s, got holes in them where those holes are as well. It's where the flap opens for air, and there's this plastic inside, and
Rain gutter
to keep it waterproof, and it presses there. Now that's actually outside the pocket, but it presses there and creates a hole when you sit on the bike. Revit very kindly, and because Carl's doing the same, replaced the trousers. Carl's got a different design of trousers now. He's got a better pair, but they didn't have anything that fitted me, so they just replaced them, which was like really kind of them. But I did say you might want to look at the design, because these ones have now got complete holes in, and
they said, oh, we've never had that happen before.
And I'll tell you why that has never happened before, because most people buy a pair of motorbike trousers and wear them once or twice a week, and maybe for 2 or 3 weeks away on touring a year. Well, these came in at Christmas, didn't they? So these have had almost 6 months of, we had time off, but almost 6 months of riding daily. And this sort of trip is brutal on the gear. And yeah, they've just got holes in again. The bad thing is when it's a real downpour, the water just goes in there. So although Revit did treat us well and they replaced it, no problem, it's kind of a design fault because it obviously rubs against the seat. And their final sort of parting gesture was change the design of your bike, do something to the bike. Well, I shouldn't need to do something to the bike. I don't know what to put there because it's where my... Anyway.
Right, but one of the first things we've got to say is yesterday was our first experience of Colombia outside of Bogota.
Riding in Colombia.
Getting out of the town, getting out of city, rather, was not fun.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, it took us an hour and a half just to get out. There were roadworks and, yeah, we ended up taking the wrong road. But we ended up on the toll road, and toll roads in Colombia for bikes, you don't have to pay. There's a very thin, almost like a path on the right hand side that you kind of...
It's about half the width of the bike, isn't it?
I would say the width is tight. I think the first time I went through I probably brushed both sides.
On the poles that are outside of it.
On the poles or on the outside.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so the toll roads, but you say to toll roads anywhere else, people in the world think, oh, that's boring. These toll roads are fantastic. There's no lorries, they're twisted, you get some fantastic landscapes. So actually when you come off the toll road, you then hit the lorries, and we spent ages, miles and miles, just stuck behind
lorries yesterday.
Queues of lorries. Yeah. So the lorries all avoid the toll roads. The toll roads are empty and we get them for free. So that's a big win.
Yeah. Which way are you going?
Yeah. Police taking an interest in the bikes.
It's going to fall off, it's too busy looking, right?
Yeah.
Pair of them. Yeah, they ride 2 up.
Yeah, police ride 2 up. Today we decided we're heading towards some hot springs, but we're also taking this really twisty road around the side of a volcano.
Yeah.
And first of all, we went to we need to find a supermarket because we need to grab some food. So I sat with the bikes and Izzy went into the supermarket, and Izzy can tell you the story.
Well, so as soon as I walked into the supermarket, I looked around, I found a basket, picked it up, and I walked down the first aisle looking for water, and this girl came over, this young girl, and she said, what are you needing, in English? Okay, so I tried to speak Spanish. No, please speak English. I think she wanted to practice her English. So she actually, I had to shop her. So she came all the way around the supermarket with me, telling me what things were, and asking if I wanted this or wanted that. So I said, well, I want some vegetables in tins because there was no fresh stuff. So she took me to the vegetable. Anyway, it's great. And they got me the water we needed. Really friendly, really lovely. Got to the till. I was paying, and then I said, I don't want a bag. It's fine. You came in. So I said to them, I'll take the basket out and bring it back. You came in with the rucksack. We loaded up the rucksack, and then we were back at the bikes just sorting things out and having a drink, and then her and I presume her mum, I don't know, an older lady, they came out and said, oh, come back in, have a lemonade. So we went back in, didn't we? I said, oh, come back in, Carl, take your helmet off again, there's a lemonade. And it was freshly
gorgeous.
made lemonade.
It was freshly made lemonade. It was sugar cane mixed with water and lemon, and it was gorgeous.
And it was a kind of a dark, sort of a brown colour. Didn't look like lemon, but it was really refreshing, and it was cold. It was lovely because they made it with cold water. It was really nice. So we stood there and had a lemonade, and that was really sweet of them. And then she said, you must come in the back, come out the back. I said, oh, now where are we going? So we went out the back, and she wanted to show us the parrots.
She wanted to show us the parrots in a cage.
Yeah, it was really sweet, really lovely people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a photo. I said, well, we need to take your photo now. So they were worried about the hair. But
They were really nice.
They're just so lovely, the people. We're causing a bit of a stir around here.
Yeah.
We parked up by a park, slightly had lunch, and people were all standing in the doorways looking over at us. We're right near the police station. Yeah, causing a bit of a stir really. But we came up the mountains just now.
And the road coming up the mountains, we've gone from 300 metres up to over 2,500 metres. It's all been really, really twisty. But the road surface is fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I said, just be careful, there aren't any potholes. We haven't found any.
No, and the work crews are out there. They're actually trimming back the grass edges and the sides, but get this, they've actually got a mobile screen that they run along the gutter so that all the stuff that they're trimming doesn't land in the road.
Yeah, it's really good.
So it keeps the road clean.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really, really good.
And we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen any litter
No. Oh.
Not one drop of litter. The place is immaculate. It's cleaner than England. It's immaculate.
There's no litter, sanitary wise. I assume that they've got better
I don't know
sewage
how it
control,
smells
but we haven't smelt it, we haven't seen it.
No.
Colombia really has blown us away.
This is our first day's ride, second day's riding, and yesterday, even though we the bit of toll road, like you said, was nice, and the other bit we were going, but it was still really beautiful scenery to be chugging along behind trucks at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But today is just absolutely stunning. Colombia is beautiful. We haven't even ventured off road yet.
No, we're actually riding up and around the side of a volcano today.
Whether we see it, I don't know.
I don't know. We've come up, whilst we're in sunshine at the moment, the sunshine's broken through the higher cloud, but there's actually lower cloud all around us. We've actually ridden up through the cloud and broken
quite cold.
Broken through the lower layer. Yeah, it got down to 18 degrees.
But it wasn't cold, but it was cold because we were damp because we've been sweating down at the lower height.
Yeah, it was 30.
So we were damp.
35 degrees at the bottom, and we're currently at 18 degrees.
Yeah, we got all wet and sweaty, and then we rode up, and we hadn't dried, and it was really, really quite cold. The wind through the jackets, but it was nice in a way. It wasn't too cold, so it was actually perfect riding. Now we're sitting here in the sun, and whilst it's very hot, it's not the heat that we have lower down.
No.
It's nice.
Anyway,
so we'll see what we get to. See if we make it to these springs tonight. See what that's all about.
Probably hear the dogs kicking off in the background, so it's time for us to head out.
Play in the castle now. Can I go and play in the castle?
If you must, go on then.
Twirling in the castle.
Oh dear. I can see your bum. Just
stopped to put on our waterproofs.
Yeah, I'll boil in a bag.
It's not quite raining, but we're heading up into the mist, so it's starting to rain a little bit, so we thought we'd play on the safe side.
And it's now over 3,000 metres.
Yeah.
Ka-ching!
And we're a little bit chilly with the air techs on, so this will warm us up. Awesome. Let's go camping, she said. It'll be fun, she said. We haven't had the tent out for months. Look.
You can't really see it, but it's hammering down. You probably hear it.
We arrived here pretty dripping wet. So foggy, we really couldn't see where we were going. I was all steamed up, just following your lights really.
First get crawling down the road.
It's a trail, but it's a road, but it's not a road. Crazy in places.
It's a steep road with really tight bends, lots of rock, and even sort of patches of mud and everything else as well, which wasn't really fun in the rain.
In the end, I had to lift my visor, and I just had to put up with it. It was cold rain in my face because we're at how high are we?
We're now at about 3,500 metres, The top of the mountain to get over here was 4,500 metres.
So we had to walk down the steps to these shelters and going back up the steps to the bikes. Puff, puff, puff.
It's hard work.
Hard work. But they all campsite is made up of, you probably see one over there, you can probably see our roof there, and over there you can see another shelter, and they're all these sort of straw bases that keep dry, and just plastic sheeting on the roof. But actually, that's really good because you set the tent up in the dry.
Yep.
And we're sitting here in the dry.
And I've set up a washing line outside in the dry.
Yeah.
From the post, so all of our stuff is hanging from the washing line.
Dry off, so
drying.
Really good. Probably erring on the side of staying 2 nights at the moment. So I think
it's so beautiful.
I think it'll be worth an extra night to stay here and
have a wander.
Have a wander tomorrow because hopefully if it dry up. Because
sit in the hot pools all day.
Yeah, or just have a wander because it's absolutely stunning. But we've got to set up before dark because once it starts to go dusk here, you've got about 10 minutes and it's dark. It goes quick. But what a stunning road! Oh! Every time we come into a new country, we say, "Oh, this is amazing." This is seriously, Colombia. Oh, when we spoke to you at lunchtime, we were amazed. But seriously, since lunchtime, it's absolutely blown it out of the park.
It has. It is beautiful. Really is beautiful. It's so green and beautiful, and the clouds hang to the mountains, and coffee plantations everywhere. Yeah. How they managed to stay upright on the side of these. Some of these hills are like this, and they're planting coffee.
Well, they're actually just vertical. So I don't know how they do it, but yeah. So hopefully it'll be a bit drier tomorrow because we have had some stunning sunshine today. It's only as we came up the mountain, which you probably will obviously go up the mountain, it's going to rain, but not necessarily. So there was a break in the road earlier, and the sun came out again, and like you said, the view's absolutely stunning.
Can I go back to my crisps?
Go back to your crisps now.
Thank you. I'm not twirling.
No twirling today. No room in the tent. So we were a bit worried about camping last night. I haven't done it for a while. And I had a little bit of neck pain in the night. Your back pains were coming back a bit, you said.
Yeah, it's down my legs.
Well, yeah, but that's from
it's
your
the sciatica. Yeah.
But that happened at Charlie's, and after a couple of nights you were better again. So we are going to stay here tonight. I'm just going to see what happens, but we are moving on tomorrow anyway. So we'll decide whether to hotel it or camp it tomorrow. So there we were, fast asleep. Thinking it was like about 6 in the morning.
Well, how can you think it's 6 o'clock in the morning when you're fast asleep?
Okay, when I was woken up.
Right.
Okay, so we were fast asleep. And then the owner, it's called Rodrigo, he came down and he was going, Buenos dias. I thought, really? It's like early morning and we're asleep. So we clambered out of bed, came outside, he brought us down a coffee each. It was
20 to 9.
20 to 9, so we'd really slept well. We really had.
Of course, me being me, my first thought was, crikey, he's coming down to tell us that someone's nicked the bikes.
Anyway, so he was coming down for his morning dip in the hot pool, and he brought us a coffee each, which was so nice. We're the only people staying here today at the moment.
Hence why we're sitting in one pitch and our tent is in another pitch.
Look at that, that's our tent, right by the hot pool, under the cover. It's got a cover over it, so the tent's actually dry.
Albeit the clothing's not, because we're in rainforest.
It's very, very damp because of the mist and the drizzle and the rain.
Well, we're in the rainforest.
I said, how do you know it's a rainforest? Because it's a forest and it's raining.
Because it's a forest and it's raining.
That's an Isism definition, that is. Anyway, so yeah, things aren't really drying, but it's all a bit damp. But everything in the tent's dry, which is nice. Yeah, anyway, so we had a lovely hour with Rodrigo in the pool, didn't we? And he doesn't speak any English. With my limited Spanish, and then
you did very well.
Trying to repeat what he was saying in words, what I thought he was saying in words that I knew. He was then saying yes or no, and then changing the way he said things. We had a really good conversation, didn't we?
Took us about an hour to work out who was inviting us to breakfast.
Yeah, I didn't want to shoot. We're too English. We really are too English at times. He was inviting us to breakfast. So anyway, he said, no, you stay here. So we got dressed, and he brought us down, and I meant to video, and I didn't. I've got a photo. It's traditional Colombian breakfast.
Hot chocolate, goat's cheese. We think it's goat's cheese.
I think it's goat. We'll check that.
Bit of toast.
A little bit of toast, and then
a kind of
a big pancake thing.
Yeah, it's almost like an oat.
Oh, it's maize. He said maize, didn't he? It's corn pancake.
It's corn pancake.
That's it. Yes, it's corn pancake. And you take a bite of cheese, And just before you swallow it, you have a little bit of hot chocolate, and it sounds really weird,
but it mixes really well.
Delicious.
Very well. You've got to bite the cheese. You've got to break it up in your mouth so it's like a
Mush, really.
Mush, yeah, powder almost. And then take a big swig of hot chocolate to go with it. Mix it all in, and it's gorgeous.
It's really nice. So he's so sweet. I mean, it's because we're here on our own, I guess. He wouldn't do that every day. But that was so lovely. And yeah, really lovely man, really lovely. And he's living up here the simple life. He's got electricity. He hasn't got mains water. He comes down here in the hot pools just for a dip each day. There's one toilet down here.
There's a hose pipe that comes off a cold river stream. So it comes off the river higher up than where the hot water spring comes out. And that cold water hose pipe is basically our water.
It's potable, he says. He drinks it.
Yeah, he drinks it. We've boiled it, being typically us. So that's his cold water. So he sits in the hot tub, and then he sits on the side and puts his hose pipe all over the top of himself to do his cold water plunge.
Yeah.
And then back in again.
And yeah, so what a simple life. And then he said in the conversation, he's got a sister living in London. And I thought, you couldn't get two more contrasting lifestyles.
No.
If you tried. We'll show you some pictures of the views from up here. Hopefully, it's very misty and a bit drizzly again today, but we'll hopefully get some photos to show you of these views.
Atmospheric, that's the idea.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but actually this is exactly what we look for. It's fantastic. We shall see what the day brings. Enjoying your little walk.
Yes, it's warming me up a little bit. Who would have thought in a few days we're complaining that we're so cold?
It's the damp.
It's the damp. Everything's wet.
I've got two tops on, a coat, a rain jacket, two pairs of trousers and waterproof trousers.
Yeah.
I'm warming up a little bit now. We've been for a walk. Been for a walk down the hill to see the state of the road, because according to reports on iOverlander and places, this part of the road is worse than the bit we came in on. We can't see it. Maybe it's worse further down, we don't know. So we're going to ask the owner and see what he says, if he knows anything. But we think we prefer going downhill to uphill. So I think tomorrow we might just risk it.
I think so. Makes sense. We've got to get out of here.
We have. This bit's alright.
Would be nice if it stopped raining.
But some of the scenery, like you just said, it's something out of Jurassic Park.
It really is.
There's no dinosaurs.
Watching the waterfalls just flying off the top of cliffs. Another sort of 600 metres above us. The ferns and the flowers. And, it's just, it's fantastic. Everything's so green.
Then we're going to puff our way back up the hill to the campsite and maybe get in the hot pools to warm ourselves up. La Gruta, at the foot of the Nevado del Ruiz volcano, is also a site marked by tragedy. On the 18th of March 2006, a group of Boy Scouts from Manizales were enjoying a swim in the hot pool when an avalanche of stones fell on them. 11 of them died there. A heartbreaking tragedy that shook the community and changed forever the lives of those involved. A sobering reminder that whilst nature is beautiful, it is also its own master. that wasn't good. It won't show it. That is really, really steep as well, and it just comes. Yeah. Anyway, we did it. We did it. First bit done. Oh, excuse the F-bomb. Oh.
Lift it up and keep coming down the gully till it comes out. Hopefully it'll come out.
I was headed to this, I don't know where I was headed actually.
Yeah, I know, well I was on that side. But then I hit those stones, hit those rocks.
Right. What do we do? Whoopsie. Right, this is not a good one because there's no place to stand the other side. Right, do we need it? How are we going to do this? Hang on. Hang on. Ready? What do you think? Oh, sorry. Oh, it's in the ditch now. Don't go too far, go over.
Got to get it up right.
Okay, I think it's up.
Yep.
Hold on to it because I can't lift it, hold it all. Okay, that's solid. You're not going to go over an edge. There is an edge, but I don't think that is solid. Can we not push it? Whoa, I can't keep up. That's it. You got it? Don't break your ankle. You're going to hit a massive rock at the end though. Trying to work out where we can come out. I'm just going to balance it, alright? In case it comes this way. You just make sure it doesn't go left. No, I'm glad I moved. No, stop moving. Because you've just dug it in, you just dug the back wheel in, it's right in between those rocks. We need to go backwards. We need to go backwards and try and get it somehow out here. Carl's making a path. We got his bike out. I had to put the camera down, we had to dekit. Just too hot. Once we got it out of the, it dug its back wheel in there. Once we got it out of there, we just rolled it forward and managed to get it out. So I've lost my bottle now, unfortunately. This happens with me and it makes me so angry. I can ride this. If I still had the momentum, I would have got down here. Because we stopped, I've looked at it and I just lose my bottle. And I hate myself for it. Anyway, he's got to bring mine down for me. It's a lot steeper than it looks. Rattling. There's a lot of rattling going on there. He's done it. We'll get down. Do you know what? It's supposed to take 35 minutes, this bit of road. We've been on it, I don't know, about 40 so far. Anyway, we'll get there. I think I still prefer this than going uphill. So, but because of the little incident, we've stopped right by this lovely thing. That's pretty. Now I was going to inspect the next bit of road. Right, let's see if we can get the next bit without incident. One. Go for it. Stay in the middle. No confidence. Roll. Yes, well done. Alright, you might all be laughing at us. A bit of mud. But we don't like mud. And we've not really done any of it. So, we have. but not extensively, and it's just the tyres I think are helping a lot. These tyres are quite good. Yeah, but he did really well there, so he's going to do mine for me. Well done, thank you, thank you, thank you. Not too bad actually. What to do? Yeah, follow those bumpy bits. Stay right. Left of this big rock, stay right. If you go over that rock, to be honest, it wouldn't make much difference. And then straight down the middle here, I think. Jump up and down the bike. No, they look alright. Certainly okay to ride on.